Okay guys, what to expect in today's video. We have 7 reasons instead of 6. Forget the 6. The most valuable and important reason we incorporated at the end, and that is your feedback. The feedback we have collected from you guys over the last 8 to 12 weeks. So enjoy, off you go. Number 1, a laptop in disguise. And before you move on guys, so many people out there say that Android tablets cannot be productive or not good for productivity. I'm sorry to disappoint you here, because look what Tony has done. She has created this PowerPoint presentation you can see here on the Tab S7 for the Tab S7 within 5 minutes. Granted, she is the PowerPoint queen in our household, but she's done this with no problems. Of course, there are all mobile applications, and if you want to have that full-blown desktop experience, you need to buy yourself a PC. Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all of it works absolutely fine. Then you have wireless DeX, right? Wireless DeX, I mean, DeX in general mimics the whole Windows experience if you're really into this, but then you now have this in a wireless mode. This is pretty cool. The keyboard combo with the pen, you can't really beat this. And everybody's talking about video calls these days because that's the new normal, right? And here we have a Zoom call. We have a Zoom call with 2 participants in total, and this is what it looks like. So tell me again, can you not work on a Android tablet, especially the Tab S7? I think you're wrong. Number 2, a student's dream. And so many people really disregard the note-taking, importance of the note-taking these days. And I want to read something to you. It is from an official researcher found, and it says, and I quote, "If we want our students to remember more of what they learn in our classes, it is better to have them take notes than it is not to have them take notes at all." And yeah, you say, of course, it makes sense, but the thinking behind that is the note-taking really requires some effort. Rather than passively taking information in, the act of encoding the information into words or pictures forms a new pathways in the brain, and that in fact stores it more firmly in a long-term memory. So you can say, yeah, there are many devices out there that take notes, but hey, look at the Tab S7. Number 1, we have a laptop replacement. Number 2, you can take notes. Hardly any latency. We're using Samsung Notes. You can create PDF documents, you can convert it into Word, and then you can alter PDF documents as well. All of this is possible. So you know what? This is really a student's dream in terms of taking notes. And who would have thought that this is going to be a reason one day? The Samsung ecosystem, and we know all about the ecosystem. I'm going to show you an example in a split second here. We know the ecosystem from Apple. The only difference between the 2 ecosystems are that you really locked in with Apple. Once you are in, that's it. You don't get out unless you really jump through hoops. This is not the case with Samsung. Everything works seamlessly between the devices, just like other ecosystems. But here's the but. If you want to break out, you can break out. It's not a problem. You're not really tied in for life, right? 20 to life. It's not happening here. But I want to show you this example. Of course, it's syncing via the cloud, but we have Samsung Notes open on the Tab S7 as well as on the Galaxy Book Flex here on the left-hand side. And you know what? You write a note and you have somebody sitting on the Galaxy Book Flex or on any other device, whether that be an S20 Ultra, it will pop up in split seconds. So you can have everything. You take notes in a class and then you go home, you want to alter something somewhere else. It is all possible. You want to look at your notes on the phone on the way home. It is all possible. If you have several devices, it works seamlessly. And remember, guys, remember, it is freedom, not just ecosystem, freedom you have if you want to leave. Number 4, and you may say, well, so what? We know all of this. Well, no, hang on. I'm going to put this into perspective for you here. You have the Tab S7. You plan to get a Tab S7. Where does it sit, though, with the competition? We have the iPad Air 4 reviewed on our channel, the iPad Air 4, as well as the Tab S7 Plus, and it sits right in the middle, and I explain how. The iPad Air 4, for example, is a really expensive, flexible economy ticket. The Tab S7, however, is a business class ticket. And then you have the Tab S7 Plus, which is a first class ticket. And this is where you can basically imagine putting the Tab S7 in. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to show you this beautiful footage and the beautiful speakers that are on here with a nice Christmas song. And then you be the judge of that.
Presents are wrapped there under the tree. It's Christmas for you and me. The shopping is done and the cooking is through. It's Christmas for me and you. Because tomorrow morning there will be, a room of happy children and shouts of glee. But since they're all dreaming of of what Santa will bring. It's Christmas for you and me.
Number 5 is gaming a la carte. What do I mean by that? Well, basically you have a choice, a vast choice of games available, whether that be cloud gaming, Xbox cloud gaming. We use that, we try that is fine. Fortnite, there has been several updates. You probably want to know what the highest frame rate is we could get. Well, I'm going to show you in a second. And there have been several upgrades lately for Fortnite. And here, if you look at here, we got up to 98 frames per second. So it's actually more than the 90 suggested. It only goes to 90 in the settings, 90 FPS. But we got to 98, and you know what? It is actually capable of doing 120 FPS, and I'm looking forward to receiving that update. Number 6, for our creative folks. Yes, video editing is absolutely possible on the Tapas 7, and we use PowerDirector and KineMaster. I hope I pronounce it properly. And we used 8K footage even, and it works fine. There was no stuttering whatsoever. And here's just a few examples of PowerDirector, because we usually feature KineMaster, but we want to switch it up a bit. And you know what? Tony is doing her stuff here with putting titles on, letting it run, putting music on, and basically there is no issues. The device is powerful enough. Of course, if you have a heavy project, I wouldn't do this with the Tapas 7, but if you're just out and about and you want to edit a video or even an Instagram story or even a video for YouTube, it's doable. Number 7, it is the best Android tablet you can buy, and this is you. This is all your feedback, and don't switch off now, because you can read your own feedback and the audience's feedback about the Tapas 7. So this is not what we think and what we suggest, but this is what you guys say about the Tapas 7 out there.
I saw her under moonlight, a flower in her hair, and didn't think she'd notice, but I know she caught my stare. And I can't help but wonder what she's thinking now. Is she standing alone, going home, or just hanging